Hey guys, what's happening? This is KMC and this is our third part of how to build the Simpsons house. And we're going to come over to the left hand side of the front of the house and we're going to count 4 blocks and then place a spruce plank on the 5th block. And I will slowly start filling in my walls as I go along. So I'm going to place 3 glass planes next to it. And then another spruce block on the 4th. And then another 3 panes straight after. And then a spruce block. We'll be doing them 2 high. Now coming over to this side, I'm going to place the corner one, and then instead of placing the second pink wall there, we're actually going to place a spruce block 1 in, rather than what I've done there. Because I do readjust it in a second, and the reason being is so it matches up to the walls on the inside. I have made a couple of adjustments for this house as I've done this this second build of it. Reason being is just to try and match it up to the inside, as we are going to use the inside as well. It's not just really for looking outside. So same as the other side, we're going to place our 3 panes, spruce block, and then 3 panes again, finishing with a spruce block. And we do that for 2 layers. Now I'm going to build my wall up to the same level, and then I'm going to drag one more across the top of the level itself. Now I've actually added a layer on top again since my original build. Reason being is because I wasn't happy with the way it laid from the windows to the roof. So from here we're going to place 1 layer across the back of the garage, and then we're going to go place 1 in our inside of the wall. So coming up to there, we're going to place 1 block, and then we're going to place 3 glass panes, 2 pink wall, and then 3 glass panes, and then back to our pink wall. All of this wall will be pretty much filled in. Now when you get back to the layer where we have our glass on top, there is no need for another layer on top of them windows and the side of the garage, because that is where the roof will start for the garage. So looking at the back of the house, we're going to literally match up to our windows at the bottom, exactly the same length. So we're going to have 4 windows, spruce blocks on each end. Keeping in line with our one at the bottom, we're going to do the same again, 2 layers, 4 windows in between, 4 glass panes. Remembering to fill in our wall as we go along. Now for this back one above the back door, we just want to place a spruce plank straight at the side of our inside of the wall, and then we're going to do 3 windows long and another spruce block at the end, and we'll do that for 2 layers and 1 gap in between, so 1 pink wall in between, and then matching up to our bottom window next to the back door. Now you'll notice I haven't put in the slabs on this layer. More for myself, I was just wanting to check out what the windows would look like without the slabs on. Really, for me, I think it's best to keep the slabs in. Now this is another adjustment I done because I adjusted the one at the bottom to sort of fit into the middle of the room, which means I do have to adjust the bathroom at the ensuite room for Homer and Marge's room. But what I will probably do is just dual layer the wall. So we can drag his wall all the way across now. and that is all of our windows in place. Bearing in mind that we do need to come back and put in the chimney as well. Now along this back row, you don't really have to put this row of pink wall in. Have adjusted the roof and put on an extra layer around the part of it. Don't put this extra layer on, because when we start garage roof in a couple of minutes, we won't need to have that layer there. We will start from the bottom. So looking ahead, we're now going to start placing some of our walls. So we already know this is the margin for Homer and Marge's room. And we're just going to add one extra and then leave a gap of 2 and then drag the wall all the rest of the way down to create their ensuite room. Now I'm trying to account for my adjustment of the window, so instead of being 6 long now, the room will actually be 7, but we will adjust for it again, because most of the rooms will have like dual layers if we're going to put in the colours of the room. So counting back, we should have a space of 3 from a landing to the actual hallway wall. And this wall itself is actually, 1 second, bear with me, I will find out. It is actually 9 long, and then we leave a gap of 2, and then we build it 5 long with another gap of 2, and then it should leave 8, but I think it does leave 9 actually. So coming from where our 5 was, we're just going to build, oh sorry, we're on where our 8 was. We're just going to add 1 onto the corner. And from my inside garage wall, I'm just going to follow the garage wall, build 5 on, and then 1 with inside that itself. On the opposite side where we had our 8, I think, which ended up being 9, we'll just place 1 on the inside. You'll notice I'm dragging them up, and on the inside of that wall, I think I do actually take that wall back an extra 1 space, just to give Bart's room a bit more space. Now just to finish with Maggie's room, I'm just going to drag it next to the stairs, 1 up, and then come across. I'm going to leave a space of 2. And that wall will be actually 8 long. I'm just going to move this 1 in, dragging it all the way back. And the reason I've done that is because I made the adjustments with the windows, just really trying to keep the accuracy of the rooms, but at the same time keeping it where it should be. So now we've got our walls for our bathroom, Bart's room, Lisa's room, Maggie's room next to the hallway, next to the stairs, and Homer and Marge's just a little bit further. And that's where we're going to build off to get our first wall going. Now as we put the roof on, we will have gaps in between our walls to our ceiling, but what we'll do is when we come back inside, we will layer the ceiling itself, so that then we have an attic entrance. The only thing we are lacking in this build is we will have the entrance to the basement, and if you're lucky enough to have built this on a map that wasn't flat, you could then go in and build your basement. But for me on this map, because I'm on creator mode on a super flat land, I cannot actually go any further. So we now have our layers, we should all have our walls pretty much built up, and I'm just going to add an extra layer to the inside, bringing it up to 5 blocks, not including the garage end, purely because we're going to need to work out as our roof goes on. I added the extra wall because on my last build I wasn't too happy with how the roof sat on top of the windows, because I still wanted to put my slabs in just to give the windows that little bit more of a look. And I find with this house you can never tell how it looks until it's actually finished, and it's got the rest of the extras with it. So we're going to start off on the layer that I said we'd start from the garage end, and we're just going to chuck spruce slab down. And then going on to our next one, we're just going to place another slab coming across, but where we are here, we'll actually use a block on the ends. So we drag one across, and then we place a block, and then we place slabs from the top of that block. So placing our block, we're just going to carry on with the same effect. Slab, block, then slab coming off the block. I'm just going to work out where my middle layer is. So this will be our 7th layer going across. Moving on to my 8th. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place a 9th. I'm going to place a block. This will be our 10th layer. I'm going to leave it at the 10th so I can start on this side. I'm going to place it upside down stairs along the very top row, which will now be the 5th in height from inside, from our 2nd layer. And now working off the inside, we're now going to place a spruce slab, working exactly the same way as we did from the garage, but now working up. So we'll work across to the middle, which I think was 13 would be our middle slab. So working from there, we're just going to carry on doing the same till I find my middle, so I can then work on to joining onto the garage roof. So you notice in the break there, I've actually placed one in the middle. That is now my middle one I'm headed for. I will count them back for you now. Easiest way to work out where the middle is one in front, a space in between our bathroom and before I place another block, so it will be on the second block away from the bathroom on the inside, and that will be our actual middle one to start slanting back down. Actually looking at that, it will be the third block coming in from itself, from the bathroom itself. So this will be now my middle row where I start slanting back down. So now I'm going to start using the bottom of the blocks, building downwards. Until it starts meeting with the roof off of the garage. Sorry guys, I'm not too good at explaining as I'm doing this, purely because as I'm doing it, it was quite hard to read it back. Now you don't have to worry so much about the inside walls, because like I say, we're going to try and get them up to their 5th level, and then work out exactly where we're going to be. Also guys, I've worked out the middle from this end wall, because obviously as you go further back, it will join on to the further back wall, but it actually just carries on dragging down on the actual Simpsons house, so I've used that as my template. Now what I'm going to do is drag my garage roof another 2 blocks out at the same level. And the reason being is that it will join then onto this roof, so I can start now dragging the whole lot across, both at the same time, knowing that they're both laying in the same place and they've now joined onto each other. So guys, that is the end of this episode. We've now got the main shell finished. You'll notice I only dragged this one across all the way because now we're just stepping on to the end part. And all that's left to do after this part is then just add the side pieces just to get it all sticking out, one slab on each end. And obviously then to go inside, but I'll cover that in the next episode. So guys, I hope you're happy with the build. But apart from that, I will just finish off the video, and I shall catch you in the next part, which I will have up tonight, in hope of finishing this build completely. I'm not sure what to do interior wise just yet, but we will get there. And now for my last piece, I'm just going to drag this across. So could have done that last one in blocks really, but we're then going to come out the extra one on top of this one, and then we're just going to cap all the edges, coming out one extra all the way around. Okay guys, so thanks for watching, and I shall catch you very shortly in our next part. No.